6:30, and I'm working from home today, so I'm sitting here drinking my coffee, and I am getting myself situated to get ready to start working. But I wanted to come on and just say good morning to everybody. I hope everybody is having had a great evening. Can't say have a fabulous day because the day hadn't technically, started for some people. So, but anyway, I just wanted to say I love you, and I wanted to say good morning. Make it a fabulous day. Please try to stay positive. Try to stay focused. Um, be on the lookout for a new series that I'm starting called She Talks. And I am going to be bringing several different topics to you all. I'm going to be talking about a lot of different things concerning health and wellness. I will be bringing on guests that are subject matter experts who can offer additional information that I can't, because I'm not an expert in any of the areas of health and wellness. I am just a person who advocates for health and wellness. That means that I publicly support health and wellness, the healthy mindset, the healthy body, healthy finances, things like that. So I'm a person who I go hard for health and wellness. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I'm going through something right now where I am trying to break a habit that I have. And I will get into a lot of that a little later on. I won't go into the detail right now because it is a very touchy subject for me, and I'm really having a challenge with this. And so I am going to come and talk to you about what this is. I'm going to talk to you about how all of this got started. I'm going to talk to you about the challenges that I've been dealing with in breaking this habit. And I'm going to talk to you because I am going to break the habit. So once that's done, I'm going to talk to you about what I did, to break the habit, how I feel, how I feel right now, and then how I feel at the time that I'm free from this habit. And so anyway, we all have habits. We all, one of the things that I suffer, I won't say suffer with, one of my characteristics that I have, I'll put it like that, is I'm not as, it's not as extreme as it used to be. And I'm choosing my words carefully because as a health and wellness advocate, I have to be mindful of how I say things. So sometimes I say it's not as bad as it used to be. Well, it's not bad, but it's not as severe. So I want to start trying to change up how I say things. Anyway, it's OCD and germophobia. These things are very real, to the point where they used to rule my life. They made just living from day to day in my home with when I had small children very hard. It was hard for me, it was hard for them, and it was definitely a trigger. Not so much now. I do have issues with the germs and stuff like any average person, but sometimes I will catch myself repeating a particular task over and over and over again, and so I have to consciously just say to myself to stop, so that I'm not doing things that are repetitive that will eventually become obsessive compulsive behavior. So we can teach ourselves a lot, just if we pay attention to the way that we move, the way that we talk, the way that we interact. If we just pay attention, we can teach ourselves a lot about who we are. And I know I'm 53 years old, and at this age you should know yourself. But the thing of it is, when our environment changes, when our relationship changes, it has a tendency sometimes to change us. And it's not so much changing us as the core part of who we are, but it changes how we view, how we interact, how we perceive. View and perceive is not necessarily the same thing, but it changes a lot of our mindset and things like that. And so with all of that being said, I've just really been learning a lot about myself lately, and some things I admire about myself, and some things I just don't like. And so I am working towards being the kind of person to myself that I want to make sure that other people experience. So anyway, that's, you know, She Talks, it touches all of that. It really gets into just different topics, and these are not going to be, some will be pre-recorded, some will be lives, but they won't be long. They will be discussions. So or just like sometimes I might, as a way to kind of motivate you, I might come on because I haven't written in a while, but I've been thinking about it lately, the poetry and stuff. And so whenever I'm inspired to, you know, to write something, that probably will be something that I share with you through the She Talks series. So anyway, I just want to come and say good morning. I'm rocking a slept on a twist out that I did yesterday. It's still pretty soft. This is the twist out that I did, and I don't know, I'll come a little closer, that I did with the Motions leave-in conditioner, the spray and the cream that I was telling you about, and it is like super soft. And so one thing that I did do is the leave-in conditioner. I put it in a smaller, because you know sometimes I have trouble gripping the bottle. And then if your hands are slippery, that long narrow bottle. So the one that I have has a smaller neck, and it has a trigger as opposed to a pump. But I did is I filled that up maybe a little bit more than halfway with the leave-in conditioning spray, and then I added aloe water on top of that because I love the way aloe water nurtures my hair. So yeah, she just finger, you know, styling her hair because I'm not going anywhere. I'm at home, but I don't want to comb it because I don't want to lose the waves and the little curls that I have. But I am probably going to shape it a little bit. So anyway, today is probably going to be a day that I have lunch with y'all. I went to the grocery store yesterday and I picked up a few things. So I will be thinking about something that we could talk about, and probably do like a little lunchtime mukbang with you guys. So anyway, I am going to go ahead and finish my coffee. And then I am going to grab a room temperature bottle of water so I can start trying to hydrate myself. Another thing that I am doing is, and I don't have any now because my daughter kind of got me started taking those because she has sometimes has trouble with her stomach, and what we both notice is that drinking alkaline or electrolyte water, mostly electrolyte water, or electrolyte drinks, they help. So she got me started on these. They're like the powder Pedialyte. But the funny thing is, I have had the hardest time trying to find those. So I think I'm going to go on Amazon and see if they sell them, because I was looking in Walmart when we were there last, and I didn't see them. So I'm going to have to ask her where did she get them from. But I'm also going to check on Amazon. And I know that she doesn't have any either. So if I find them on Amazon pretty reasonable, then I'm going to, and they don't have to be the Pedialyte brand. I just need something that's electrolyte, because again, when I'm having trouble hydrating, not drinking water is great, but I also noticed that little extra kick of the electrolyte powder or drinking an electrolyte drink, it just, my body responds better. And I feel like if I'm having tummy issues or something like that, I feel myself getting better as I'm drinking it. So that's what I really want to start trying to do in the mornings, to make sure that my body has what it needs to hydrate. I was drinking aloe water, and it is so good. Drinking aloe water is addictive. But the problem is, if you don't drink, if you don't make it yourself, you're buying it out the store, it has a lot of sugar in it. So, I mean, if I'm going to do something healthy, right, do it healthy. I'm already drinking like Powerade. I can't drink soda or any carbonated. I did try going back to drinking the kombucha, and I love the kombucha, but both me and my husband, oh my God, we drank kombucha one day and decided that we were not drinking it anymore, because even though it's not carbonated, it's fermented. What happened was, both of us experienced gas so bad that it, like, if you're standing behind me and you put your hands on my shoulder, the upper part of my back like this, That's where the gas was sitting. And when I tell you right here where your thumbs are, the gas was sitting just right there. But right where your thumbs are, it was a pain that felt like somebody had something sharp and was just on both sides, just going in. It was so bad. It was so bad. And he had gas too, and it was painful. I don't remember where his was, but that's where it was for me. But when we finally experienced the relief of that pain, I was like, I love some kombucha. I don't think you're supposed to feel that. So, and the fact that, me being a bariatric patient, the reason I'm not supposed to drink carbonated beverages is because it can get trapped in my body because my intestines are not hooked up the way that they used to be. But he's not a bariatric patient, and he experienced the same exact thing. But again, kombucha is fermented. It's not carbonated, so it's like, why is this happening, And at first I was telling him, maybe we just have to keep drinking it, and then eventually our bodies will get used to it. And I was like, no, that's good, because I'm good, because I don't want to go through this every day until my body finally says, oh, this is a good thing. So, no. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here, and I will be back a little later. I may come back, may take a break, and come back and just kind of chit-chat with y'all. I am going to be getting ready for a pop-up event, so I have to figure out, I already figured out kind of what I want to take, but I have to start trying to prepare. The event is not until next month, but I just need to look at everything and make sure that I'm not going to need to order anything, because sometimes, especially during these days, excuse me, sometimes it can take a little while for you to get your stuff. So to my knowledge, I shouldn't need anything. Yeah, so anyway, I will holla back. Bye. Okay, everybody, I am back. Today I am showing you what I'm having for lunch. I decided that even though it's not Tuesday, I'm having me some tacos. I have me Italian herb rotisserie chicken breast cut up right here with some mushrooms. And I guess that comes from me being plant-based for 6 years. I just always throw mushrooms in everything now because I love the way they taste. A diced jalapeno, some chopped up onion, and I have me some tomatoes with some taco sauce, and me some good old Kobe Monterey Jack cheese. They're going to be soft tacos, and I'm going to get to grilling. Here is my filling. It's just been cooked long enough that my meat is warmed through and my onions become aromatic. Here are my tortilla shells, nice and toasted. Sloppy, soft shell tacos on deck. It's time for the mukbang. Hey y'all, I'm back, and so as you probably can tell, I'm filming on a completely different device. So normally when I film, like when I vlog and stuff, I vlog on this little raggedy iPhone. So I'm actually on my computer today, and yes, I decided to come back and have lunch with y'all. So the video footage of me putting my lunch together is going to be before you actually see me right now. But I want to come back and chit chat with y'all. Oh, I forgot to get me some napkins. We just gonna have to wing it. But anyway, I hope everybody is doing great today. I just wanted to come back and eat my lunch with you guys, and then just kind of have a little talk. So as I stated before, I'm going to be dropping a series called She Talks. She gonna be talking about some of everything, y'all. So I really want you to come over and kick it with your girl. I'm looking for my glasses. Oh, there they go. Yeah, so she can be able to see. But I want y'all to come kick it with your girl, because we are going to be getting into all sorts of topics. So in preparation for this series, I have, it's kind of a challenge, but it's a little bit of homework. Each and every person that will be checking out my She Talks series, I want you to invest in a journal. It doesn't matter if it's a notepad that you start out with and then you actually transition into a journal book that you can write your thoughts in, because I want you to be able to keep your thoughts in one place. A lot of the stuff that we are going to be talking about, uh, you will definitely want to take notes, but you also want to be able to document how these different discussions make you feel. How do they tap into where you are? If they were able to help you move from one position in your life to a different position, if the discussions helped you to answer questions that you might have had about like just different things. We are going to be getting into addiction. Many of you already know I went back to college late in my life. I went to college in 2000. Oh Jesus, I think it was 2010. But it took me a while to graduate because initially I started out in a degree plan at a community college, and I really shouldn't have started that way. I should have just went ahead and did what I ended up doing, and I wind up taking accelerated courses, which made me a full-time student, and I was also a full-time employee with kids to take care of. So I got my degree in psychology in 2016. I really gravitated towards industrial and organizational psychology, which kind of ties into the human resources. But because I like dealing with processes and troubleshooting and things like that. But I definitely want to use this opportunity to like project different things out there, that ideas, challenges, and just different stuff like that, for all of us to heal in different areas of our lives. Because even though we're adults, we still deal with stuff that, from back in our childhood, if it was never addressed. I recently started therapy, which is something I should have done a long time ago. But the reason I started therapy is not because I feel like something is wrong with me. It's just I want to be a better person. So I have some things about my personality and about my makeup that I want to change. But I also want to understand why I feel comfortable behaving this way or thinking this way or talking this way. And so there are just different things about myself that I want to change, and we are not objective when it comes to our own personalities. So we need a person who is not biased, who can actually tell us the truth about just different things. And when we ask the question, we want the truth. We don't want anybody sugarcoating anything, because we'll never get better that way. So anyway, when she talks, it's just so many different ways that you can approach the health and wellness area of focus. I want to just use this as an opportunity for us to talk about everything. I want us, because you're not just one. There's not just one aspect of who you are. There's so many different aspects of who you are. There's so many different types of relationships that you have, even with your own self. You are your own and your first caregiver, above and beyond anything that anybody can do for you. So you need to be able to take care of yourself in a way that's nurturing to other people as well. So I'm going to go ahead and take a bite of my taco, because if I keep talking, baby, this taco going to sit up here and it's going to get cold. And then I'm going to be trying to figure out how to, because I don't like cold tacos, just don't do it for me. But anyway, I have an Italian herb rotisserie chicken breast cut up on this with some mushrooms, some onions, tomatoes, jalapenos, some cheese, and some taco sauce. This thing is not it's just falling apart. But anyway, if there's anything that y'all can think of that you want to talk about, because I am going to open this up for y'all to come up on the panel with me. Again, I'm going to have guests that are subject matter experts in different areas on the panel that can talk about a lot of different things. We're not just therapy, but we're talking about, financial advisors, business coaches. We're talking about individuals in the healthcare industry that will be able to tell you, based on because there are certain diseases and illnesses that plague the African American community that don't impact other communities the same way. So there's a lot of things that we need to be mindful of that are more relative to who we are as African American humans, people. you know, we have to monitor certain things more so than other communities. So I'm going to have, you know, health experts come on and talk about, you know, how we should be taking care of ourselves, triggers and things that we need to be looking for. If y'all have anything, you know, specific that you want to hear, talk about, or whatever. And the other thing that I'm going to be doing is my She Talks. I'm going to have transcribed, because I'm actually going to be releasing portions of the She Talks in my blog, because I have a blog and it's mostly food related, but I'm going to be kicking it up. So in that series, I'm actually going to have the She Talk videos transcribed so that I can use it in written form on my blog. So you'll have it kind of two ways. Okay? But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here so that I can enjoy my lunch. I am working, but I'm on my lunch break, working from home. So I will chit chat with y'all a little bit later. I love y'all so much. So glad that y'all stop by to check me out and you know, take time to take your opportunity to spend time with me, even though you didn't have to. And I love y'all so, so much. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you back here in a little bit. Bye.